So that's how you be a leader. But in everything you do, in the way you show up to activities, in the things you say, yeah, people are looking at you. People are looking at you. All right. So just a minute, let me share my screen. Please let me know if you can see my screen. I want to present though. I don't want this full screen presentation. I will not be able to control what I'm saying. I'm not able to present, I'm sure. Um, okay. Sorry, a minute. But please, once you can see my screen, let me know. Let me share it up. All right. Thank you. You see what I'm saying? This is 4:02. 12 minutes later, somebody's trying to join in. If I say Ibroke is wicked. Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. It's so nice to see you here. So please let anyone and everyone know that I will not. Screen is visible. All right. Thank you. Please mute yourself. Oh, because once I mute you, you can't mute yourself again. Let me go and check who is not muted. All right. Thank you. Possible. We are sorry. Entry denied. I don't like the way the screen is showing. I don't like. It's not full screen. It's not full screen. Let me show presenters view. Okay. Okay. So let me reshare. I'm not allowing anybody in again. Sorry. 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 Where is the screen of this video? Of this this is serious. Okay. Okay. All right. All right, please, can you see the screen? And what can you see on my screen?
Yes.
Testars.
Okay.
Testars.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. All right, yeah. So that's Testars community program. That's what we are doing. And like I said, this just looks like an introduction session to every other thing that we'll be doing. We'll be doing so much more. We'll be doing a lot of workshops. We'll be doing a lot of speaking engagements. Some of you that want to learn how to, there's so much ahead actually. But let's start from something soft, okay? I would also share a very beautiful design that one of the community members also designed for us that shows that I'm a tester. The person did it in both a blue version and a pink version, and that's the blue one is for the ladies should go ahead, and the blue one for the guys, I think, sure. And then the pink one for the, I don't even think it's pink, I think it's sort of wine. Yeah, the pink one or the wine one for the ladies, so you can put it on your up on your status. Please kindly do so we can get to let other people know that yes, there is a thing happening here, even though they can just prepare their mind to watch joining next time. So if you are a guy, put the blue one on your status. If you are a lady, put the, I think it's the pink one. Let me just agree that it's pink, even though I don't think it's pink, the pink one on your status. And that's it. All right. So today we are going to be doing. Please mute yourself. Oh God, I need to do that myself. Okay. Yeah, everybody muted. All right. So today we'll be treating communication. Not really communication in code. Like I said, I'm not here to bore you with what the definition of things that I believe you can see online. I'm going to be talking more practically on some things we do as testers. Everything I'm talking about today is related and pertained to tester. If you want to know more about the communication, there's so many articles about it online. Read about it. That's the part I forgot. Read, yes, read about it, and then that way you can, get to know much. Who are these people, for God's sake? Yeah, you get to know more about it by definition online, but when we talk about communication, one of the easiest, please get your pen and your paper. I mean, if I'm you, I would have gotten a notepad for this. Either I have a book dedicated for testing, and anything testing knowledge goes inside there. Okay. So I wish you are jotting down things because I don't have notes that I want to share. This is just what you'll be seeing on my screen. So you can always listen and write something. In pure definition, communication is a means of sending and receiving information. That's it. What you are doing is you are receiving and you are sending information, either for you to impact knowledge, either for you to share an information, either for you to receive an information. So, in a communication, you are sending or receiving an information. Now, that means that for you to actually say you're undergoing a communication, there needs to be a receiver and a sender. Okay, there needs to be a receiver and a sender, and then knowing who you are communicating to is also very key, especially if you are the edge of sending now. Okay, when you're writing, you are you are this when you're writing, when you're speaking, you are the end of sending, right? If you are reading and you're listening, you are more at the end of receiving. Okay, so there are two ways to communication: you are sending and you are receiving. Please take note of that. Now, understanding, we have the writing and the speaking. At this point, you are the one dishing out the information. Under the receiving, we have the listening and the reading. At this point, you are the one receiving information. Now, you have total control of reading and speaking. However, you need to manage and control your receiving techniques because, yeah, this is the way somebody will say hey to you, and then you'll be hearing B, or you'll be acting C, and then you now say, oh, I thought you said A. We'll get to that one later in listening. But communication is simply a means of you sending or receiving information. And I also said that under sending, we have the writing and the speaking. And then under receiving, you have the listening and the reading. Okay? Take note of that. Now, I talked about the different areas right now. I talked about the writing, the speaking, the listening, the reading, and there's also body language, which sort of silent in the all areas of communication, and it's quite very powerful when it comes to body language. But I omitted reading here, but just take note that there is reading here because I know that I omitted something. I just didn't know what it was. Now, when you talk about writing, so these are the four areas, or let me say 5 areas we use to communicate. Ideally, in the areas you see out there, you see verbal, non-verbal, and then you start to say, what is verbal? And then it just becomes difficult and difficult and difficult and difficult. Simple, straight. We have the writing, we have the speaking. Like I said, this has to do with sending information. The listening and the reading has to do with receiving information. Now, body language sits in between the two of them. Okay. Now, you can receive an information with body language, with gestures, with sounds, and you can also communicate an information with body language. If you remember very well when you were very young, you know how your mother can look at you and your brain will reset. Or Abby, does anybody attest to that? Has anybody ever had that experience that your mom will not say a word, but when you look at her eyeball to eyeball, I need response. Oh, I need response. I'm not doing movie here.
Praise the Lord. Yes.
Exactly. Thank you. So, yeah, please just use the chat section to let me know. Now you know that when you see your mama look eye, you like your eye just clench with the eye. Oh God, you will reset yourself. Now that is what becomes. Now you have received an information that way, and you can also send an information when you want to tell your friend or somebody. When there's a noise, when you're trying to tell the person no, you just pinch the person or you just give the person a kind of body gesture, and then especially for couples, right? When they just send an information to themselves, like, okay, we are not doing this, you know so yeah, that's a way of. But now body language sits in between the two of them. So you can send an information and you can receive an information with body language. Take note of that. Now the next thing we want to talk about is the very part we are talking about today, which is writing. Writing. And it's gonna be very practical. I'm not gonna be telling you theories and theory. Like I said, Ibironke Ekini, is not in for theory. I'm going to be talking for 30 minutes and then I'll allow you guys to comment. I'll ask questions that I would allow you to do. I'll also give you a task to do on this session. Okay. So now let's talk about writing. Hmm. I'm laughing about this because writing have put a lot of. Now let me tell you why you need to know about writing. Writing can save you. Writing can put you in trouble. There is very one popular, racism kind of adage that says when you want to deal with a black man, give him pen and paper. Yes. Reason because it's either we don't know how to write or we don't know how to read. Those two things, they use it to do with a black person. Now, your writing can help you open doors, and your writing can shut doors from you from other opportunities that you could have had access to because you did not write properly. Now, what is a writing? I would say writing is an activity of communicating or sending an information, composing of text. Period. Writing is a means of communicating or sending an information, composing of text. So basically, what you are doing in this period is you are writing, you are composing text. So when you want to, and there's a lot when it comes to writing, right? When you are writing, if you are dealing with a elderly person, there is a way you address your letter. When you are writing, something to the love of your life, there is a way you write it. When you are writing to a professional body, there is a way you write it. So there are different areas of writing. There are different audiences. So when you're writing, like I said, the first thing you think about is your audience. Who is going to read what I write? Are you writing to kids? Are you writing to teenagers? Are you writing to adults? Are you writing to youth? Are you writing to old people? Are you writing to um, spiritual people, your Islam, your Christian, your, all of those people? Are you writing to a professional body? Are you chatting with a friend? Are you writing to a group of people? Now, all of these areas deals with communication, with writing. With writing, that is what you do. You write. This is how you communicate. In your CV, you write. This is the first way people are going to see you. They are not going to see your face. For those of you that already put pictures on your CV, it doesn't matter. It doesn't count. Especially in some area, it does not count. Okay? Now, these are the areas that you have to pay attention to. Your writing, but let me break it down. Now, let's go to that's about writing. I've already defined what writing is. Like I said, writing explains you. That's explain. S should be that G. That G should be that S. Sorry about that typo. I was just rushing to put something together. Now, writing explains you. I'm sorry to say these are truths, but when I see you post something on LinkedIn, when I see you send me a DM, when I see you write on a group chat, when I see your CV, when I see your email, I know you by that writing. Yes. If you are someone that have been managing human resources, you are functioning in a human resources capacity, you have done something we call sociology or psychology. When people write to you, you can read language from their writing. You can know the tone of their conversation from the writing. Okay, that is receiving. Don't let me go to that part. Now, when you're writing, I can know your tone of communication. I can know if you are confident on this topic or not. When I see somebody should go online and write, probably to those that are here, of course, everybody here are from Testars community, so testify communities. So when I ask you to go out there and write about QA versus software testing, or I ask you to write something on LinkedIn, I know you, and I know your level of confidence from the way you write. Okay? Now, Tomiwa is saying I should allow them. They just concluded. Of course, I was the one that organized the other one too, and I'm here. So it allows you, it allows me to know you. So when I write to you, you understand my level of. I understand your. I need to say this. I know you by your writing. When you write, because your writing has to be smart or whatever it is, I know you by your writing. It explains who you are. Are you a professional? Are you an expert? When you're writing a proposal, these are the areas you deal with. This is writing. It explains a lot about your personality. Are you a hooligan? Are you a composed person? Are you a reserved person? Are you a go-to person? Are you a proactive person? Do you voice out? Are you reserved? You don't ask questions. From your writing, we can know all of that. How you put capital letter or small letter, where you put full stop, where you put semicolon, where you put comma, where you put apostrophe, where you put all of those things is an act of writing. So you need to be able to write so well to communicate. Now, the only reason why I went ahead with this session is because I knew that, okay, I'm going to be communicating with you guys, so I can sort of quickly put something together. Ideally, I don't even want to put anything together. I want you to listen to me more. If I'm going through a more structured setting, I will make sure that I've gone through all of my slide line by line and fixed every single error that you're going to be seeing there. Okay, so you need to know who you are coming to. If you are coming to gist with your friend in your writing, it is also very important. Now, when I say I will know you, for example, you are meeting with Ibironke for the very first time, which some of you here are falling that trap before. You're possibly meeting with someone for the very first time, and then you go to their DM and you say, hi, hello, how are you doing? Or you go to somebody's DM, a lady's DM for the first time as a guy, even if you want to ask the person out, you go to the person's DM for the first time and then you say, hi, hello, babe. Hi, babe. You don't even know the person, and you're already using a daring word for them. It is not a polite way. Once I see it, sincerely, there is no justification for that madness. I will block you. I don't want to believe that you are coming to give me, because if you're a professional person, or you're writing to me from so somebody came in, let me give you another. Somebody came into my DM on LinkedIn, and the person said, hello, babe. So I saw that, I see that you used to train people. Omo, you are doing well, oh. Can you mentor me? Please, on this call, let me know. If I write to you in that way, I have not met you before, I don't know you, what will be your response? I want to see response in the chat section. What will be your response when somebody comes to your DM for the first time and say, hello, babe, fine, Bobo, how far now? How may you mentor me? What will you do? Okoli said, I will block you. I believe Okoli is not speaking for the 49 people. Yeah, Jane said, I will ignore you. Exactly. So these are tentative things that you will do. You either block the person or you ignore the person. And the honest thing is that there is no way that you will want to proceed further to help the person. Now, the funniest thing is, let me tell you the funniest thing as well. The person can be needing something in your hand, but because the person has started off on a wrong note, the person has gotten that blocking of that ignoring. It will take the grace of God, or you being in a good mood one day, and then the person has gone to readjust themselves and then say, hello, Ami or Funke, please, even if the person fix it again, it will still take the grace of God for you to respond to that person because of the first reaction. Do you understand? Because of the first reaction. Now, this is also applicable to you in your personal life. When you want to send an email to a professional body or even to an HR in their DMs on LinkedIn or to a WhatsApp group where somebody posted it, or you're reaching out to the person on WhatsApp about the job that they posted, you have no business saying I or hello. In fact, I or hello is the wrongest way to introduce yourself. I or hello is the wrongest way for you to introduce yourself for the first time. It's better when you come up too professional in their own words than sounding stupid. When you come, you say, "Hi, hello, Ibrahim. My name is Fiyinfoluwa. I saw your post, or based on the last response you said, okay, my name is Fiyinfoluwa. I'm a data analyst, or I'm an API tester. I'm a test automation engineer. I saw your post, and I'm quite interested. I've seen that I'm meant to I forwarded my I forwarded my CV to the email address you sent. Looking forward to your response. Thanks." Whether the person responds or not is based on the person, but you have communicated rightly. You have sent an information. In that mail, the person knows that, oh, this person sees my post on that group. In that message, this person also knows that, oh, the person has also acted on it and sent me an email. I have done this approach before, and I've seen HR say, oh, I saw your CV, but I think you should adjust this area so that you can be better fit. These are the way you communicate. Even if I am your paddy or a friend of a friend or a neighbor of a cousin referred you to me or referred you to someone for the first time, you are not meant to say hi. And then you go famia for the 30 or 40 minutes and then you come back, hello. And then the ego in human being, like I said, this session is a mentorship session, so it's going to be preparing you in some areas. Now, the ego that has built in Africans, and this is not just for Africans, but because my audience is African, let me use the word African. The ego that has been inbuilt in we Africans will now make you go back. In fact, it will now enhance the work of the devil and now make you to go back to the person and say, now, wow, you don't even respond to me. Now, that is when the devil has seated on you permanently. Because in the first place, what am I responding to? What am I going to respond to? Is it your hello? Or is it your I? Or is it your soap? Or is it your good morning? Or is it your Ibironke Alpha? Or is it I Ibironke? Without nobody, there is a format of a writing. You address, you communicate, and then you close. Those three things must be present in any form of communication. Either you are chatting, or you are writing a professional proposal, or you are sending an email, or in your CV, it must have an addressing, it must have a body, and it must have a closure. It must write, it must be right, it must be done properly. There is no justification for writing wrongly. So you don't go to now, let me now say the person is even not a stranger. The person is somebody you have been chatting with. If you are going to start a new conversation, my dear, start properly. Don't just say stop because I've chatted with the person yesterday. You can just say, oh, good morning, how was your night? Based on yesterday's conversation, that is how you continue. Or based on the last conversation we had. Now, if you are talking to your partner and you guys are just gisting, is another thing. Even when you're talking, I'm saying this thing to partner because I don't want you to just see it as a professional life only. I'm saying it at every core of you. So even when you're coming to your partner, you need to be able to write and communicate effectively. Sending an information, there should be no gap. I understand that they will need to ask you, sometimes they will need to get more clarity, but at least let your writing carry weight. So when you write, the first thing your writing does is that it allows people to know you. Either you're dumb, either you're smart, it allows people to know you. Now, the second thing I also want to mention here is that be a smart writer. Now, I don't know the best way to communicate this, that I will not sound condescending, that I will not sound harsh, that I will not sound difficult, that I will not sound, too professional to your ear. But if your writing is not smart, you are just blabbing. I think that was quite cool. Yeah, you are just blabbing. If your writing is not smart, you are blabbing. If I cannot pick out an information from what you just written, I am at the liberty to ignore whatever you write. And I can tell you that communication is one of the fundamental issue we have globally, either to your partner, either to your professional life, either to your business. Your customer do not understand what you're saying. You're communicating to audience that they don't know what you're talking about, and you're saying you're not making sales, or you're talking to your colleagues, they are misunderstanding you, or you're talking to your boss, the boss is firing you instead of pampering you. You're saying you're writing something, but your boss is understanding A. It all boils down to communication. It has to be smart. I need to be able to pick out an information from what you have written. It has to be reasonable. It has to be actionable. I need to be able to pick out a concise content, measurable. Let me know what you are asking me for. Let me know what you are saying. You have to be a smart writer. Let me leave it that way. Know when to be funky versus when to be professional in your writing. Now, another thing before I even move further, you come to my DM. Let me give you a typical life scenario on this being a smart writer. You come to the chat section, or on Slack. Let me say, I mean, a lot of us communicate on social media these days, and then we just come on that, and then you just say, hello, sup, how you doing now? How your party? How your family? You can, and the funniest thing is, how will I know you're not a smart writer? When you start writing, let me share. Oh, let me share. Now let me give you a typical example. Let me go to the chat section of this conversation. I say, everything I want to say is, hello everyone. Hope you are learning from this session. If you have any question, kindly drop it here. Thank you. Now, this is what I want to write. If you are not a smart writer, the first thing you will do, I'm sorry to say this because a lot of us used to fall that trap. You say, hello everyone. In fact, let's even say that you have learned now. You have learned that you are meant to write and you are meant to address, which is this is the hello everyone that you just wrote. Now talking about the body, after you have written hello everyone, you will now come and say, hope you are learning from this session. You drop down. Why you are doing that? People want to start answering you questions, right? People want to start answering you questions. Now, before you know it, that place, your text is messed up. If you have any question, then you come again. If you have any question, kindly drop them. Thank you. Or you say thanks, and then you drop it. Again, we are both written the same thing. But why is it different? One person has an end-to-end thought process, and then they wrote their content in a very complete form. Why you is like you're thinking and writing. That's the difference. You are thinking and writing. So things can change, and your flow of conversation can change while you are writing, because you are thinking to write, or you're writing to think. You're not thinking to write. You're just writing to think. So as it comes, that's how you write it out. So you need to be a smart writer. And I'm not saying now, this is even still better as a smart writer. In fact, on an average, this is still good. Let me give you the worst version of somebody that doesn't write smartly. Everything goes into one line. That is what they do. It is their anthem. Everything is jam-packed. Everything is jam-packed together. For those that are not smart writers, there is no full stop, there is no spaces, it is not readable, you don't even know where comma is. In fact, this one I even put comma and question mark. Everything is jam-packed. Take note of it. Know when to be funky and professional. If you are chatting with your professional colleagues, stay professional. I don't know I will not say this, but to me, I don't see the idea of having best friend at working place. I know I can be shaking some tables. But when you're at working place, even if you have a best friend at your working place, let's say you have gotten to the office and then you have now had a best friend, good for you. But know when to be professional with that person and know when to be friends and chatting funkily with that person. All right. So you don't just because the person is your friend and then on office platform you start chatting. What's up? You know, see what this person do. You know, see this one. You start chatting. Just you're ah. Anyways, you're not professional. Know when to be funky and when to be professional in your writing. I know that sometimes when you're writing to your friend, you can't be saying good day. You know, if Udeme is my friend, I will not say good afternoon on WhatsApp when we are just starting. Like I said, when I'm on WhatsApp, I'm just enjoying life. When I'm on Slack, I'm very professional. When I'm on WhatsApp, I will not say good day, Udeme. How are you doing today? Hope you are feeling fine. Thank you. Mm-mm. Now, that point, you are being overly immature. That's the best word for you. You are being overly immature. You know when to be funky and you know when to be professional because when you write it like that, with the master go say, what's wrong with this person? Did they steal your phone? You know the way your friends can be like, did they steal this guy's phone? So know when to be funky, but even when you're being funky, let there be meat inside your water soup. Hmm? Let your word, let it be readable, let it be concise, let it be smart. Know about that. Error free, of course. Anytime you write, this is also to everybody. Anytime you write, make sure that it is error free. One of the tools I used is I have a tool on my laptop called because the truth is errors will come, and as you learn, you keep getting better. There is something I call Emmy Emmy is an editor that helps you to check for the grammar error in your post. Now, if there are some other free ones you can use online called Grammarly. Grammarly is what I would refer you to any day, anytime. Learn how to use Grammarly, sign up, and be paste. If you know that you're writing something that somebody is going to read seriously, either in your chat with your friend, either you want to write you want to para for the person or anything you want to do at all, paste it on Grammarly, install it on your mobile phone. So when you are typing on your keyboard, Grammarly checks for the error. So yes, check out the Grammarly app. I am the Emian Way is a paid application that and is a desktop app on your laptop. So you might not want to go for that one, but you can check it either ways for those that might want to try. Let me drop it here. It's applicable for both your Mac and your Windows PC. Yeah, Hemingway editor. So you can check out those tools. And even before you do all of those things, you can, like yourself, you can read it and go through it. Okay, go through what you are written, what you're meant to use is like is different from HIS. I apostrophe am is different from I space am. I am. Where is different from where, dear is different from dear. A lot of things you need to check out for. So make sure that it is error free. Ensure it answers the question. When they ask you to write, see, one of the most dumbest thing we can do as a human being is to write article that does not, or to answer a question. Let me even put it that way: to talk or to write and not answer the question. Okay, when you write and it does not answer the question. So the person said, um have you logged in on Slack today, or have you logged in your time sheet for those that are working in the tech space, or have you shared your daily update today? You are not telling the person in the chat like, hi, what's up, good morning, so today I was not able to join the I didn't join the Slack meeting, because my network was bad. The question, you wrote all of those things to say what? To say what? Did you answer the question? Have you dropped your daily update today? That was the question. They did not ask you what network and what internet happened to you. MTN had just been messing up. Rain is falling. I've used up my data. My internet is fluctuating. The generator is off. What is our business with those information? Have you dropped your daily update today? Yes, I have. No, I haven't. It will be so dumb of us to answer a question, to write a whole article or a whole response that does not answer question. So make sure that when your writing answers the question, addresses the issue. Somebody is complaining about your attitude towards something. Write to address it, not going ahead to jump the equation and then start talking about the person and the bad thing the person has done. That is one of the things I see. I mean, just to digress a little to the whole election thing that is happening today. I asked you, why do you want to vote for Tinubu? Tinubu has been better person. He has been there since 20 something. Now he start Lagos now. Why do you want to vote for Tinubu? What is your reason? I'm not saying now, from what I've said, I'm not saying Tinubu is bad. I'm not saying Obi is bad. I'm not saying anybody. I asked a question. Why Tinubu? Why do you think Tinubu is the best person to lead us for the next 8 years? Because to the three candidates that we have for election, they all have their own fans, whether you like it or not. So the question is, you that you are supporting this person, why this person? You don't now leave telling me why, telling me, okay, I believe that he'll be able to help us to do this. He will be able to help us to do this based on his experience in this, based on what he has done here. This is what I believe. You are not telling me that one. No. You're not telling me about why Peter Obi that just wake up, that does not know anything, that steal money, or Tinubu or Atiku that steal money in Obasanjo tenure, or Peter Obi that was lying. That not, what is our business? Madam, answer of on our papa, answer us why this person. So you can see the way people mix up things. When you are writing, which actually happens to every other areas of communication, whenever you are sending an information, make sure that it answers the question. Make sure that it addresses what you are being asked. Don't just write and ramble. Please take note of that about writing. The next thing is, now I've said a lot about how you can be a messed up person when it comes to writing, and that is why if you are not being concise and hitting the nail on the head in your writing, you would always see that people will always misunderstand you. You always realize that you have issues with everybody. Now, of course, there are stages where people will not understand, even when you write the concise thing. Now, that is for their mentality to grow. But you need to prove yourself to be a mature person, both intellectually and not by just age. Because when in your tone of writing, when you are sounding childish, there is nothing that tells me that you're mature. You need to write maturely, you need to write concisely, you need to write professionally, you need to write every possible way. You need to address the questions that are being asked. You need to address the issue that is being raised. You need to make sure that your answer is good. And you don't need to write a lot of articles. That's one of the things I see these days. Everybody want to write and write and write and write. When I go to LinkedIn at times, I see some people, if you look at my post, sometimes it's as if I'm even tweeting on LinkedIn. And then I write it, I review it, I do all of that. You will understand the message. And then I see a lot of people, you will write up to two A4 paper saying nothing. Or saying nothing is one thing, saying a lot of things together is another thing. You need to be able to make sure that your writing is dealing with one thing at a time. One thing at a time. One thing at a time. If you are writing, write one thing at a time. Anyways, let's move. So how would you be better, right? Write more. Write more. Write more. The only way for you to be better at speaking is speaking more. The only way for you to be better at listening is by listening more. The only way for you to be better at writing is by writing more. There is no magic, there is no shortcut to it. Keep writing. Don't write today and wait till the next 3, 4, 5 months before you write again. Write and write and write. Keep writing. Keep writing. Very, very important. Keep writing. That's one of in fact, that's like the top on the list on how to be better. The second one is review for error before you send. Okay? Review what you have written before you send. The third thing is always think before you send it. Think about it. If you are thinking about your responses, is he K means kind, and is it necessary? The areas you put in the paragraphs you write, are they even necessary? Are they in details? Are they intentional? Are they brief? Are they concise? Are you not sounding rambling? If for a while, I learned the act of turning the table. It's called turning the table because I try to read it and send it to myself. and read it and see how it sounds. So whenever you want to para or you want to, brr, even when you are paraing, even when you are mad at something, are you communicating while you are mad or you are just rambling in the air? You need to let the person know that this is what you are saying. You are angry, but this is why you are angry. So you can be mad at someone, you can be pissed off, you can be excited, but if you are not communicating the intention behind it, it will be misread. It will be a nuisance text. So think before you send. Read your text again. I learned the art of reading my text again before I finally send it. So read it again. Is it even readable? If you are the one that you're not writing smartly, is it even readable? Are there spaces? Are there full stop in the right place? Are there commas in the right place? So think before you send. I think that's the end of this session. Before I talk about the assignment, any question at this point? Do we gain anything? Is there any question? Anybody?
Sorry, I didn't get the question.
I was asking her, is there a question?
Oh, none for now.
If there's not for now, there can't be anyone again. So there's no now there. Ha. So nobody has anything to say. This is wonderful. This is not wonderful. Oh. I'll be waiting. How will nobody have anything to say? Comment. Okay, let me ask for comment. If there's no question, comment.
So okay, let me ask you a question.
All right.
Let me use a scenario, right?
Mm.
Let's say you have you sent a mail, right?
Mm-hmm.
Stating that there's a defect and whatnot,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's a whole lot of back and forth, and it's been going on and it's been going on at that point, and at some point, you know, you are very let me use the word pissed,
Mm-hmm.
and you decide to reply. Now, obviously, replying email, you might not use certain words, but the tone of the message will be gotten,
Of
and
course.
then and in most cases there will be probably sanctions or whatnot. So how does one now communicate your in quotes annoyance
Intention.
without sounding annoying?
Okay, thank you. And I also have Ken asking me a question here. Now, the first rule of the game is when you're angry, you don't send a message. That's the first rule of the game. As a leader, when you are angry, don't send a message. So there are two ways to address it. Is either you don't respond at all, or you have written your message down and leave it for a while. It's either you don't
Okay.
it's either you don't respond at all, or you write the message down and keep it for a while. Now, when you write it down and keep it for a while, especially in a very heated conversation, especially those you are talking to are not those that are subordinate to you. They are not your juniors or your interns or something, right? They are your colleagues at work. They are your superior. You don't respond, or you write it down and you pause. Now, what you do when you pause, I always give myself a 30 minutes pause. What I do when I pause is that in 30 minutes, my anger would have go down. Me, I'm not that difficult. That is why I'm using 30 minutes. For you, it can be more than that. But for me, 30 minutes is enough for me to pause it down. In 30 minutes, I will now go back to that text because as at that 30 minutes, I've not responded. I will now go back to that text in a new mood, in a better mood, and I say, this thing I wrote, I'll read it again. Is it worth sending? Or are there adjustments to be made? You don't want to know how many trouble this thing has saved me from. So when I read it, I'm like, oh, okay, this one could necessary. I know the person is not feeling fine, but anyways, let me remove this part, and I will re-edit the content to communicate what I want. Now, these are the things I had to start implementing the hard way when I wanted to start working on my communication. So you edit it and then send it. Now, also when you're sending a message, there are smarter approach, especially in a conversation that is thread lengthy. For example, I was doing a business with a company at one point, and I knew that it's going to take time for us to do this, for us to conclude on payment. So I said, instead of us replying to that email, because they already sent me a mail to ask for a proposal. I already sent them the proposal. They respond to me and start stating which area they want me to reduce price or not. And I responded to them, and then they have come again. Now it's already going to a 5-thread upper. No. What I just did was I put on my Google Meet, I created representation on what I want to communicate about. I record it, and in that recording, I state end to end what I need them to know, what I cannot go past, what I can go past, and then I send the video. And I told them that in this video addresses every possible question you might have. Please listen to the video and reply to me if necessary on the way forward. Because at that point, I'm telling you that don't come back to me with stupid question. I already addressed everything in this video. Go and listen to it. So if you come back to me to ask me a question that I already addressed, I'll refer you back to the video. I'll say, kindly watch this video again. Kindly watch this video at so minutes. Kindly watch the video at so slide. Kindly check up this slide. Because if I already have a slide or I already have a video that addresses it, I will just refer you to it. When you refer somebody back to what you have said before, you already told them stupid without telling them stupid. So that's the best way that's the best way I will approach it. Or possibly, if I see that in the mail is going much back and forth, put the person on the call, because best way communication at times is even through speaking. So put the person on the call, and you need to understand the communication. There are communication that you should never write. You are meant to talk. There are some communication you need to have on a phone call, not by chatting. So yeah, that's the way I will approach it. William, I don't know if I answer your question.
Yes, it is.
All right, thank you. So Ken said,
thank you so much.
You're welcome. Ken said, how do you respond to those who uses bad language during communication? Address it. Nobody's going to see. One of the things you need to know when you're becoming better in your journey of a professional or in a life generally is know how to address issue and be comfortable having a difficult conversation. You need to be able to make a difficult conversation. So you address it. Oh, you welcome the person. I mean, if it's Ken that is having this bad communication with me, but let me know, what do you mean by bad communication? Because using shorthand, or you want to write, when you want to write you welcome or you are welcome to someone, and they write small letter U and a WLC, is a bad communication. Is a bad language. Yeah, shorthand. So that's a very bad one. So you address it. Personally, if you notice, I don't think I've ever chatted with anybody using short forms. I just don't do it, just not part of me. So I will tell you, hello Ken, how are you doing? I hope you are good today. You wrote you welcome the other time. What does that mean, please? And then the person will tell you, oh, I mean you are welcome. I'm like, oh, I think I would prefer you use you are welcome because I don't read shorthands well. And next time, when you write anything to me in shorthand, I won't answer you. Personally, I use the dry principle. I don't repeat myself. So if you write anything to me, if I already addressed it and you write it again next time, I'll refer you back to it. Until you address it, I won't attend to you. So if you're my superior at office, I would address it. I would tell you that, sir, thank you so much. Whatever the person have said, thank you. But once I ask you, what do you mean? If you are sensible, if you're a human being that has that 36 working, you will know what you're saying is rubbish. So I will just ask you, what does that mean? Oh, I think you should write it in full next time. Period. So that's how you communicate it. If the person is a friend, let them know. If the person is a professional, write it professionally and let them understand that you don't understand what it means. It's as simple as that. So the best way to address bad communication is to address it. Yeah, I hope I answer your question, Ken. Now, what is YDS? Oh, okay. All right. So, is there any other question? I'll take your silence or no. Any other comments? Comments. It's like I did not do well today. Oh, no problem. All right, guys. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. No question, no comments. Nobody said anything. We have 45 people on the call. Nobody said anything. Akko said his sister has been yelling at me on WhatsApp because of a misunderstanding she had with someone else in the community. She has really gotten on my nerves, but I feel responding only will aggravate matters. How do I handle it? Don't respond. Don't respond because you really don't know how silence can deal with situation. Don't respond. Yeah, don't respond and wait for it. Don't say anything. You can even leave it for a day until you are comfortable, until you see that okay, you're fine. You're no longer going to, you're no longer going to be angry when addressing it again. Okay, then you can now reply. If possible, send a voice note. Let the person hear your empathy from the note from your voice. Okay, or if you know you are very good at writing, that you can write concisely, precisely, you think and you have a smart writing skills, yes, you can then write in details explaining the issue. But when you are going fire to fire, you are just as as unsmart as the person. So let it die down. Always let it die down. When you are angry about something that does not need, let it die down. Let it die down. Just leave it. Let it die down. Just give it. There's this very popular thing they used to say on social media, that there is no there is no news that has gone past 2 weeks before. No matter how interesting the news is on social media, 2 weeks max, the issue will die down. The issue will die down, no matter. So give the person 30 minutes to 1 hour. Don't respond. The person say, you're not responding to me. Apologies, I can't respond now. I don't want to mess up. I already see that you're angry with me and I don't want to mess things up. Give me just some few minutes and I'll respond to you. In that few minutes, if you can go 1 hour, go 1 hour. But come back when you are more cool, when you are more calm, and then come and address the issue professionally. If you need to talk, talk, and you don't go back yelling at the person. Everybody cannot be foolish at the same time. Somebody has to act smart. Even if you are not smart, act smart by being silent. Okay. So yeah, that's how I would deal with it. Apo, I hope I answer you. All right, so we have an assignment. I have an assignment. So
So it's a bit okay. I wanted to a backdrop of what you were saying in response to this message. Go out now. Sorry about that.
yeah.
So I've had an experience where there's an I've worked in an organization where there's a timeline for response. So they actually have um a policy around communication. So
Mm-hmm.
if a Slack message is sent, you must respond within X period. Since the remote work started, it was
Yeah.
supposed to be a policy that encourages people to respond to emails and all. So there are some times that to answer for some of the questions that were asked, you may not have the luxury of not responding
Mm-hmm.
immediately because it will be a violation of that policy.
Mm-hmm.
And if you already have an issue that was sent via the email or a query,
Mm-hmm.
choosing to take 30 minutes off if the policy says you must respond within 5 minutes
Mm-hmm.
will be like you are keeping up accusations against yourself because you
Yeah.
added the policy. Yeah. So sometimes people may not have, I don't know if other
The luxury
organizations
of
are like
time.
that.
Yeah. I think I
Yes, the luxury
understand.
of time. What I would say is this is more mental. You need
Yeah.
to get yourself everybody is not, people are growing and people are at different levels. Some have subordinates they report to and all. But I think it starts mentally. If you prepare yourself mentally that you would give an appropriate response. So you by that I mean not having power over your emotions
Yeah.
and being more intellectual, even in
Mm-hmm.
the business space. It affects every other area of your life. Even in church, you see people that want to drive you mad. So
Yeah.
it's a mental frame of mind
Yeah.
where if you've received an email like what you explained, if you've received an email of a query, you read through the email to the part where it requires you to respond.
Mm-hmm.
If a question was asked, if an accusation was raised and you were asked to defend yourself, just pick that every other part that they abuse you, they just
Mm-hmm.
Ignore that side.
Mm-hmm.
That's their opinion. Everybody has opinions.
Yeah.
Pick the part where a question was asked. If the email was sent and no query was asked or no question was asked, you
Mm-hmm.
can politely respond and say, email
True.
received, or email, thank you for your email. However, I do not have a response to this email as no question was directed to me. Please
Period.
kindly state what question you would like me to respond to so I can provide an adequate response to that. For someone
Period.
who was just raking and ranting and insulting you, when the person receives that email, the person feels stupid
Yes.
because one, you have not accused this lady or this guy of
Mm-hmm.
anything. You have not professionally said, present your case. You've not even sent any instruction in your email. You were just ranting.
Mm-hmm.
So once you are done calming down, send me another email where you want me to action, like respond with an action, and I'll
Mm-hmm.
respond with an intellectual action. So
Thank you.
if your response is like that, and you are not insulting the person, you are like acknowledging the email, you are responding you are responding within the time frame you're expected to respond. You are responding politely. Thank you. If they allow man or sal, they do first name in your organization. Thank you. I really appreciate your email. However, like once you respond like that, the person is the one that will go and take a break to know how they will send the next email. So
Exactly.
most of the time is intellectual more than emotional.
Exactly.
Then to the other person that said it was getting on your nerves, usually it's actually safe to address the issue still with this same and look for the issue, ignore every other thing, look
Mm-hmm.
for the issue in the email and address it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we keep bottling up emotion, one day you will explode, then you then refer to something that happened 2 months ago, and at the end of the day you now be looking petty like the person who accused you. So most
Exactly.
times if there are issues that should be addressed, address it as politely as you are,
Mm-hmm.
precisely as you are, what the issue is. Don't go straight to the issue, address it and end it so that your heart will be clean. One day you will not just gonna explode and be referring to something of 1 year ago.
And
So
everybody
that's
will be
my
looking
two
at you as
cents.
if you are a nuisance. Thank you so much for
Exactly.
that detailed. Very. I mean, I think she just summarized everything I would have said. And like she said, talking about companies that would not give you enough time, to respond. Because the truth is, remote work has really made a lot of things adjust. There are times that when I send message to people on Slack and are not responding to me, and they are coming to me 1 hour later, that can be very annoying. So I understand why companies put in that policy that you must respond less or equal to at most 30 minutes. 30 minutes is quite enough for you to be angry and get down your emotions or your angers. Actually, it's quite enough. So you can 10 to 15 minutes at that point, you can calm down and then be able to give a constructive response like that, saying that, oh, hello, thank you for everything you said. I've taken note of it. This is what I would prefer, especially if the person has not asked you to do anything. When the person has asked you to do it, then focus on that thing that the person has asked you to do. And yes, before you know it, the person will just looking at you like, ah, so now they want feelings. Especially, those people, those managers that used to copy all the, even if they can copy the CEO in the email, so the person will not be the one that will looking so stupid and will have to go and take a break at that point. So yes, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Like I said, and I also mentioned earlier, put less of emotions aside. I know some people that are very poor at communication are those that used to cry about any small thing. Yes, I said it with all my chest because yes, I've also once been in that area that when I can't communicate the way I feel, I just start crying. That means you have something to work on your communication. You have a very poor communication skill. So if you know you have issues, go and deal with it. Deal with it in your private corners, and then come back and give a proper and adequate response. And throw all that rubbish away. So basically, I think we have come to the end of this session. The assignment for us next week. The truth is that funny thing is everybody here, I know all of you. That's it. Everybody here, I know all of you. So aside from the assignment I will give you, I will also be checking through the way you communicate on the various community, either on WhatsApp, either on the Testers community on Slack, either on the Testify Academy. I'll be checking the way you communicate. Okay. I'll be seeing the way you write things. I'll be seeing the spaces and everything you are doing. I'll be seeing everything. and I'll be commenting on them. So I'll be very petty with you this week. However, the bigger assignment for everybody is for you to go and write something on LinkedIn. Write and post something on LinkedIn or create an article. I don't know. I'm not giving you topic. I'm not giving you what to do. Just write something on LinkedIn. It might be dealing with a topic, or you might communicate this week. Like, be very intentional about your writing this week. And yeah, put a screenshot of it in the chat section, or it's a link to the article that you write. Preferably, everybody should write an article so that we can all be uniform. Write an article either on your LinkedIn post or on a Medium post. Write an article on any topic you want. Any topic you want, write an article for it. Okay, so that'll be it. That's the assignment. Use the link in the chat section to mark your attendance. So when you open the link in the chat section, I've dropped it again. You are going to see a sheet called Testars attendance, right? The first sheet that opens is for July 16 attendance. But go to July 30. Don't write under July 16. Don't write under July 16. Go to July 30th. There's a sheet labeled July 30th. Go to July 30th, write your name and write your phone number. Write your name and write your phone numbers. The only other people that are going to be on the Slack by Friday is going to be people on this channel. So if they are late, if they are not on this call, it's because you're trying to join after 3:41. Because of 3:41, I still allow Grace to join. So after 3:41 is the reason why you're not here. Okay, and that's why I didn't allow anybody to join again. So if they're still going to be part of this community, you have to pay what we have asked you to pay, and you're going to be part of it. You're going to get the recording session of today's event, and then you're going to be part of it. But anything contrary to that, these people here are those that are going to be with me next week, Saturday. So yeah, this same session we are having it next week, Saturday, by the same time, next week, Saturday. Like I said, for now, let's make it weekly. As time goes on, we spread it out because there's still so much pending that we need to deal with. So please make sure you fill it. If I see any name that was not in this session, I will know. So don't even bother to share the link with anybody. I will know, and I'll ask them who shared it with them, and then they will tell me that it's you. So even if the person did not answer me, I'll remove the person and I'll find a way to know. Anyways, so please fill it because by exactly 4:45. Yeah, you are put it down in that link, not here. If you are put it down, that's fine. So if you are put it down, that's it. Enjoy your day. We had 49 to 50 people as most on this cultural today. So fill your details by exactly 4:50. I'll be restricting you access to input it again. So do it now and do it once and for all. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a great day. See you next week, Saturday. Bye. Let me play music. Why people leave? Since people will not say bye, I'll find bye for myself.
Bye-bye.
Bye. I don't realize I don't talk something today now. Everybody. Everybody just gentle. I don't know what I did though.
Bye-bye. Yeah,
Bye.
tonight.
All right. Write your name before you leave. Oh. Bye, Hammy. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, Jen. Bye, Victoria. Diary will be Mohammed, now put your name in the link, not in the chat section, Oh, that ball. Bam, bam. Let me start recording before I start shouting.